Major towns have thankfully been spared any serious damage from Cyclone Nathan this morning, which crossed the far north Queensland coast earlier this morning and has now been downgraded from Category 4 to Category 3. Here is the very latest for you. The destructive core of the cyclone made landfall between Cape Melville and Cape Flattery, north of Cooktown. Nathan took a slight turn to the north at the last minute, sparing those populated areas from the full force. The residents are being warned of a dangerous storm tide which is expected to flood low-lying areas. That's expected around 9 a.m. For the latest, we're joined live by Andrew Lofthouse in Cooktown, and we have Ashlyn Krukellis at Emergency Services Headquarters in Brisbane. First to Andrew. Andrew, what's the latest there? How is it looking?
Well, Sylvia, just as you crossed, we're getting again some pretty hefty gusts of these winds, although generally they have eased and it's really the rain that has set in. But now with a little more light around town, we're able to see the damage that has been done in Cooktown. And we had a look at the hospital where their main storage shed, where they have all of their maintenance gear, their mowers and tools and everything, has just had a large part of its roof just peeled back by the wind. Now, it suffered the same fate in Cyclone Ita a year ago, just in that exposed parts of the town. So they've really copped it there with the damage to their shed over at the hospital. Now, that is just next to or near the evacuation centre. They've had 63 people in overnight, and they will be wanting to get back to their homes as soon as they can to see what damage there's been there. We have had some minor window breakage, some minor roof damage, but we've also seen one house with its entire fence blown completely off and across the road. The SES is out and about assessing the level of damage in various areas, so I think we'll see some more signs, as we've seen at the hospital, of just how it did bear the brunt of the strong winds in the early hours of this morning. But easing off, Sylvia, but the rain certainly has set in now.
Yeah, that footage from Cooktown just into our newsroom, so no doubt we'll get more of an idea of the full extent of the damage shortly. But right now, let's go to Ashlyn, who is at Emergency Services Headquarters. Ashlyn, what's the latest information you're receiving there?
Well, Sylvia, all the disaster management experts here have just had a meeting with the Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk, and she will be coming in here soon to give us the very latest. But someone in that meeting just said to me that they're describing the feeling here as one of relief, that the damage hasn't been too bad. So they certainly are extremely grateful for that, but they will wait and see what happens over the next few hours as the heavy rain continues and that high tide happens at 9 o'clock, which is, of course, the next thing that is happening. We actually have the Premier, Anastasia Palaszczuk, coming in here now, so we'll let you listen to the latest from her.
Well, good morning. We are very relieved with the current situation in relation to Cyclone Nathan. Cyclone Nathan did cross the coast north between Cape Flattery and Cape Melville, and at the moment there are no reported injuries. However, we still do need people to be safe. We will be making sure that we examine the area to see if there's any impacts on the local communities of Hopevale and Cooktown, but our priority still is people's safety, and there may be power lines that are down. So once again, we've shown how resilient our communities can be, and we are very thankful that Cyclone Nathan did cross to that northern section. We were very concerned yesterday that it could swing further down south and have a huge impact on those local communities. But the Queensland Disaster Management Group will be meeting at 10 a.m. this morning. By that time, we should have some indication of the impacts of Cyclone Nathan in relation to that region.
All right, that is the very latest there from Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk, of course expressing some relief that Cyclone Nathan has spared some of the more populated towns.